Oh, car. Walking with my bike? Yeah, I do it when you need to, when you're not allowed to cycle. There are some streets where you cannot pass by or who are really narrow. And you're also not allowed to go in some streets. And you have to pay a fine from 70 euro. So.
And do you bike a lot?
I bike daily. I think there's not a day in the year that I don't bike.
Rain or snow?
No, it doesn't matter. I bike to my work. Before I worked in a place, it's called Belmer. It's in the suburb. And it was like 1 hour by bike to get there and 1 hour to go back. And then I also went to the center in the evening, so I made, I think, 3 hours of cycling a day.
But also there are a lot of cars.
Yeah, but you get to know how to avoid the cars. And what is worse are the tourists on bike, because they don't know how the cars do, how other cyclists do, so they are more dangerous. They don't use the ring. Yeah, so it's better to buy expensive look. Like normally you buy a look which is 50 euros. And you can buy a bike for 15 euros in the center. But it's a stolen bike, so I won't do it. But there are people who do it. And it's always good to lock your bike always to something, especially when you are in the center. And when you put your bike near a canal, because people like to throw it in, especially at night when they are drunk. Well, when people go out in the evening, they really like to throw bikes into the canal. And actually, not your own bike, of course. And one time a year, there's a boat, and it goes through the canals, and it takes out things out of the water. And I think there are like hundreds of bikes who get out of the water. It's crazy.
Any other tips for the bike?
Any tips? Well, when you put your bike somewhere, always remember where you put it. Because here everything looks the same. Like here the canals, we have 4. And now. Oh, sorry.
So which direction?
Like,
Shoot the bird.
this is also very special. Huh? The birds. Look. Okay. My first bike, of course, it was a small bike because I think I was like 3, or 2.5, and it had 2 little wheels on the sides so that you can balance. And then I think every child remembers the moment that you can take off the little wheels off, and you are a really big girl already. And my father went with me, and he took me by the back, and then he pushes you, and then suddenly you are cycling, and then you find out nobody's there anymore next to you to hold you. And like, wow, I'm cycling, help, how do I brake? Yeah, and that was my first bike. Then I got a really nice blue bike, and I remember in the evening when I came back home, we were always with 3, and then my friends were sitting in the back, like this, by the side, and then the other friends were sitting here. Most of the time it was me because I'm really tall. No, not tall, I'm small, so I was sitting in the front. And I remember one time, my friend suddenly had to brake, and I was sitting here, and then I smacked against the window of somebody. Okay, so the worst story is that I went with 3 friends to a little village in the west of Amsterdam. It was a day tour. We went camping, so we had everything on our bike. And then after some days we went back, and after 2 hours I really needed to go to the toilet. But of course there was no toilet, we were in the middle of nature. So I saw something, a little bush, and I could go to the toilet behind the bush. And then when I stood up, I felt something itching on my lower legs. And then I still had to cycle for 6 hours. And it was really hurting. And it was a really bad trip to go home. So, oh yeah, my broken leg. Yeah, Dutch people, they always cycle. Even if it's maybe better to take a tram. And like myself, I came back from my holiday with a broken leg. And it was snowing. And I had to go to my work, which is 15 minutes by bike. So I got on my bike, like this. I cannot do it even. But it was possible. Whoa. And now... Whoa! Yeah, you can make it. Go. Bas Pedala.